The other number that came over the weekend and much awaited was Just Dial, 28% rise in revenues, and EBITDA also rising by about 20%. The margins too were up, but the markets clearly were a little worried about the fact that sequentially there was a bit of a margin decline. We should be joined by the management anytime now. The stock is still up about 0.2%. Just Dial, of course, you must remember, has seen such a superlative rally, and stock now trading almost 58-60 times. So even that sequential loss of margins could hurt a bit. Okay, Ramkumar Krishna Machari, the CFO of Just Dial, is with us. Ramkumar, good morning. Thanks for joining us. That's the first question. What led to that sequential decline in margins? We understand employee costs were up 18%. Apart from that, any reason?
No, actually, if you see the Q1 traditionally has been a period where we have high margins. It happened last year as well. So Q2 is the period where we give out our increments to the employees. We find and also this time, if you look at it, we added in Q2 almost about 500 odd employees. The average employee cost went up due to that, and so there has been some one-time spend that happened in Q2. So what you are seeing is the impact of all that, and still we were able to improve the margin by 300 basis points. So pretty much it is in line with what happens normally, barring a few, as I mentioned, the one time. So I wouldn't say anything particular exceptional happened this quarter. It is business as usual from our standpoint. We continue to grow and continue to expand the margins.
All right. You had a one-time spend. How much was that and what was it for? And also separately, what about ad spends? Where do ad spends stand for Q2 and how has it changed quarter on quarter?
Yeah, see, basically what happened was we had some one-time reward for the employees that we gave out in this quarter. So perhaps that impacted about 75 to 80 basis points. And regarding the ad spend, you would see some ad spend in Q3, and Q2 has been has been a normal ad spend that we do, which is quarter on quarter, but you will see some of the ad spend, incremental ad spend happening in Q3.
Yeah, then how much will that increase in ad spends be in Q3, and how much might it impact your margins? Assuming all things are equal, how much will ad spends impact on margins?
Our objective is, the way we manage our entire spend, is to make sure that the margins will not be impacted that much. Our belief is, while we don't give out guidance, there could be, due to the incremental spend, perhaps 100 to 200 basis point only on the incremental ad spend that we will be making. But other than that, pretty much we will make sure that the margin expansion continues.
Okay, so just to put a figure to that, street expectations are that margins will improve 150 basis points for FY14. Is that a realistic target?
Look, as I mentioned, we don't give out guidance. Definitely you will. Last year we, if you look at it, we improved our margin by about 240 basis points. And we have been maintaining that we will demonstrate good margin expansion year on year, and there is no, I have no reason to change that view.
Okay. Ramkumar, you all have been putting investments in a lot of platforms, like restaurants, etc. How much has the company made or will make in these various internet platforms? If you can give us a money amount.
Look, we have a R&D team, technology team in Bangalore. We don't spend much. Yes, we have about a bunch of good, smart technologies working on various internet, mobile platform, mobile products. So No, I wouldn't call any significant or material investments going there, but at the same time, a good portion of our technology budget is being allocated to developing some of these new products. So, which is part of our R&D cost. You could say about 1.5 to 2% of our revenue is going towards that.
Okay, just to shift focus away from the business for a bit, what has has the shareholding pattern changed in this quarter at all? Where does the FII and promoter holding stand at?
Yes, we have seen retailers who are, there at the IPO, 96% has sold off. Predominantly right now the holding is with the FIIs. You can imagine out of the 25% that we came along, a predominant 20% plus is with the FIIs.
Okay, so FIIs are sitting a lot of money, Ramkumar. Okay, any of the PEs still have lock-in?
Almost all the PEs, all the PEs as well as the shareholders who are there pre-IPO, their shares are locked in till for about 1 year from the date of IPO. So the lock-in should end end of May, first week of June next year.
All right, Ramkumar, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for joining us with all those details. So lock-in for the P's end much later, but sitting in so much money, I don't think they'll even exercise the option. Let's take a break. Markets are very, very quiet.